Mic testing, mic testing. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Savitesh Madhulika Sharma. I am from OMSR Academy. Welcome you all. Today I am going to discuss about combinational logic circuits. This is the topic related to the subject digital electronics. So let us start. So first thing is that will come in your mind, what are combinational circuit. So first I will explain what are combinational circuits, right? So all of you are aware about logic gates. So combinational logic circuits are actually the logic gate network whose output at any time are determined from only present combination of inputs. Means whatever be the input combination present at the instant will decide the output. Okay, so what is actually combinational circuit? Let me explain you with the block diagram. So see here, so I am showing a combinational logic circuit block. I am representing it as a black box. You don't know what is inside, what is logic gate network inside, we don't know. But here you should understand that in the combinational circuit, one multiple input will be applied. Let's say n number of input variables are there, and I am calling as these are A, B, C up to n, and multiple outputs are available, let's say m, and the variable I am taking here as x, y, z up to m. So here I am showing you a combinational circuit block diagram where I am representing a circuit as a black box where n number of input variables are present and m number of output variables are present. Okay, now I will go inside this black box. What is inside? So first let me tell you the classification of the combinational circuit that you will learn in my other means next lectures. So many combinational circuit I will tell you in other videos. So what will be the combinational circuit I will discuss. I am categorizing in three category. First category is your arithmetic and logic unit, in short it is ALU. Second is your data transmission, and third is code converter. Okay, so in the ALU we will learn about adder, subtractor, comparator, PLDs. Okay, and in the data transmission category we will learn about multiplexer, demultiplexer, decoders and coders. And in third category code converter we will learn about binary BCD 7 segment display converters. Okay, so in this video I am going to talk about the one type of combinational circuit, that is called half adder. So I will explain you what are the steps you have to follow for designing any combinational circuit. So I will start with the basic circuit. So let me go to the next slide. So as I said, combinational circuit, it will take n number of input variable, m number of output variable. That depends upon the given problem. Okay. So here what are the things you should understand, that n number of variables will be there as a input and m number of output variable will be there, depend upon the given problem. Okay, so if suppose you have n number of input variables, that means it can take 2 to the power n possible combination of the binary input values. Okay, and for each possible input combination there is one and only one possible output combination. A combination circuit can be described by m Boolean functions. So you note this point that it is a multiple output combination circuit. That means you need to find out m number of Boolean function. M variables are m output variables are there. That means you have to find out m number of Boolean functions, one for each output variable. This is important point. And each output function expressed in terms of the n input variables. Okay, so means if I am saying that the m variables are your x, y, z, means for x you will generate one function, and this function is this x will be dependent on a, b, c up to n variables. Okay, similarly you will obtain the y function, that again it will be dependent on a, b, c up to n variables, and so on. So that means in this way you will find out m number of Boolean function. So what is the design procedure for combination circuit? So I will tell you some steps, and based on this step we will design a circuit. Okay, so see here the step number 1 I am showing you here. The step number 1 is you need to see what are the given specification. What are your given specification? Okay, so given specification may be your verbal description, maybe the number of statements will be there. Okay, second step will be based on the specification, given specification, you will decide how many number of inputs are required and how many number of outputs are required. So this will be second step. Third step is, once you decide the number of input and output variables, then you will label all the variables, right? So you will assign letter symbols to each variable. As I showed you, I assigned a, b, c up to n for input variable, and x, y, z I was showing I assigned as a output variable. So you will label the input and output variables. Fourth step is, once you decide the input and output, their name, and then you will construct the truth table. Okay, so that truth table actually it will define relationship between inputs and output. Whatever we decided, it will show the relationship. Okay, and next step is, once you know the truth table, then you will find out the Boolean function for each output. Okay, so Boolean function you can directly get from the truth table, but our task will be to get the minimized function, minimized Boolean function. So I will use some methods like minimization method, you know, K-map method is you can use, tabulation method you can use, or you can use Boolean algebra rules. Okay, so for minimization we can use any one of the method. Okay, and last step, once you get the Boolean function, you will draw the logic circuit, you will do hardware realization. Okay, so let me take one example to explain you these steps. So before going to the explanation or the example, let me tell you some tips for practical designing. You need to remember some points. Okay, so as a good designer, as a good engineer, you should design a circuit that contains less number of logic gate, minimum number of logic gate you should decide. And next thing is, you should decide a circuit that required a minimum number of input gates. Okay, now come to the interconnection. You know that the large number of interconnection means large delay, so you should decide a circuit that required a minimum number of interconnection. Okay, next thing is, you once you will decide function. See, various ways are there to define the Boolean function, but our task should be that we should obtain a function so that the terms in the various output are same. We will try to get the same terms in the different outputs. Means we have to actually if suppose in a function, if suppose for x output, let's say for a combination circuit x is output, and you obtain a function like ab plus ab bar like this, okay, and for another output suppose you got ab, okay. Next z, if you get ab bar plus a. So you see that these are the output function I am showing you here, x, y, z, and I am showing the Boolean function. So whatever with the minimization I will do, I will try to get the common terms. Like you see that AB and AB both term are same here. That means once I will generate the AB, once I will generate this term AB, this output can be used for x implementation as well as for y implementation, okay. Same thing, you see that AB bar is common to in x as well as in the z. So this is the common term. So once you generate AB bar, that can be utilized for the function x as well as function z. So means what is the actual meaning is, once you if you maintain this type of similarity in the function, only one circuit is required to design, and the output of that circuit can be used to implement the another function. So this will, in this way you can maintain a minimum hardware, okay. Next thing is, whatever be the circuit you are designing, you should target the minimum propagation delay. What is propagation delay? It is the time required to propagate input signal to output, okay. So we need to keep it as minimum as possible. So let me take one example. So I am taking one example, basic logic circuit, let's say half adder. Everyone, you know what is adder. So what is half adder? So half adder is actually a combination circuit, and it will perform one bit addition. So concept already you know, addition concept already know. So based on that I will explain you what is combination circuit, okay. So first step I told you, the first step is based on the specification. So what is specification you know here for the half adder, that you need to add one bit, okay. So what will you decide? You know that for addition you need the addend and you need augment, okay. So let's say means one number, suppose I am representing as a, and another number that is one bit I am defining as b. So the two numbers I will add, a and b, and I will get some result, okay. So that concept, that basic addition concept I will use to design a half adder. So first step, as I said, based on the specification you know, you require one bit, okay, two numbers of one bit. So let me take I don't know what is logic circuit, so I will assume this is my block. What is inside I don't know. So I am now deciding how many input variables are required and how many output variables are required. So I know for addition I know the addend, I know the augment. So I will take two inputs. So one input terminal you will apply A, another input terminal you will apply B. So two input terminal you need for input and two terminal you need for output. Why you need two terminal? Because you know that once you are adding these two number you will get total. So let's say it is sum. So I am taking S, and if suppose these two number addition, these two number result exceed the suppose I am using a decimal number. So if it is exceeding the the means it is greater than 10, that means it will generate one carry. It will generate one carry. That means one output you require to store to show the output, means your result, your sum, and another terminal you require to see the carry. Okay, so two terminal here you required for result as a output, and one terminal you required as sum, and another terminal you required as carry out. So second step, as I said, you will label the terminals. So let's say I am taking the first input terminal as A, second input terminal as B, sum as S, and carry out as CO. So these are the name I am taking for designing. Okay, so these are the two input variable and two output variables. Now next step is you have to decide the truth table. And what is truth table? Truth table is the tabular table that will show the relationship between the input and output. Okay, so you know that input A and B, output S and CO. So you will draw one truth table. So what are the things you know that will tell you about the relationship? So addition you already know, so that information I will use to draw the truth table. So for first thing I know that if your A is 0, B is 0, and you are adding 0 and 0, 0 plus 0, you will get sum 0. Sorry, it is 0. So it is wrongly written here. 0 plus 0 is 0, and what is carry here? Carry is 0. Okay, next combination I am taking here. Let's say A is 0 and B is 1, that means you need to do 0 plus 1. So sum will be your 1 and your output will be, your carry out will be, carry out I am writing carry out here. So carry out will be, no carry is there, so it is 0. Next combination 1 plus 0, and you know that sum is 1 plus 0 is 1 and carry is again 0. 1 plus 1 is your 1 0. Okay, so here you see now your answer, your result is 2 digit. So 1 digit you will take as a result, and this is my 0, and another digit you will take as a carry out, and this carry out it will go to the, if suppose you have 2 digit addition, so this carry out will go to the next digit addition. Okay, so this concept I will use to draw the truth table. So whatever I showed you here, you see I drawn the A is 0, B is 0, sum is 0, carry is 0. A is 0, B is 1, sum is 1, carry is 0. Okay, so I drawn this table, and you always remember while drawing the truth table, your combination, input variable combination should be in sequence. You cannot take sequence randomly. Next step is, once you know the truth table, then you will find out the Boolean function. So what will you do for Boolean function? So you know that I want minimum hardware, so I will use a K-map method. So K-map method, as this problem is 2 variables, so I am drawing one K-map and I am writing the cell numbers. So this is my 2 variable K-map. So let's, as I told you, as many as output you have, you will solve that the depending upon the number of output, you will solve number of K-maps. Okay, so as you know that here 2 outputs are there, that means you need to solve 2 K-maps. Okay, so one for S, I will solve one K-map for S, and I will solve another K-map for C0. Okay, so you see the table and you fill the 1. You fill the 1. So you see that in the cell number of 1 it is 1, and in cell number of 3 it is 1. sorry, it is written wrong. Cell number of 1 and cell number of 2, it is 1, and cell number of 3, it is 0. Okay, so let's solve this K map. And in K map, what will you do? Once you map the one, you will do the grouping. Means you will find out any pair is forming, any quad is forming, and you see that no quad is forming, no pair is forming. That means you need to write the function for each one. Okay, so I will write the function for each one individually. So what will be the function? Let's see. So this is my output. I am saying S. So the function that is generating from this table will be S. And what is it? It is, you see the intersection for this one, A is 0 here, B is 1. So that means the term will be A complement B. Okay. Now see the another one. It is A is 1 and B is 0. So that means it is A, B bar. So by solving this K map, you will get the expression. This is my Boolean expression for S. So you see that function very carefully, and you will find out that this function is also, it is actually showing you the XOR gate. A bar B plus AB bar is actually your XOR. So you can write this function also. So anyone you can implement, either you can implement this function or you can implement this function, but output will be same. I will show you how to draw the circuit using both function. Okay, next see the next table. So this table I am drawing for the C0. So again I will draw the K map. I am filling the cell numbers. Just see how many, just map the one. So you see only one is there. So and it is in cell number, 3. So I will fill 1, and again you will find out that no grouping is there. So directly you will write the expression. So what will be the expression? A is B here, and A is 1 here, and B is 1 here. So your C0 will be AB. C0 will be AB. So this is my Boolean function for the carry out. So from at this step, now what you got? You got a Boolean function. Now I will implement this Boolean function. So next step is to draw the logic circuit. So in this logic circuit, I will show you the logic circuit for S. So you just map whatever written here, you will map it. So you see it is S A B bar. A B bar. So as I said, you will take one term at a time, and you will realize the function. As you know that it is using the B bar, so means you need to first generate the B complement. If suppose it is B, so this inverter you will use to get the B complement. Okay. A in the next term you need A complement, so you will generate A complement. So first I am generating complement, and then I will combine. So you see the first term, it is A dot B complement. Okay, so means here you will take A, and it is A dot B, means dot operator you will replace with the, you will map it as a AND gate. You will map it as a AND gate. So this AND gate actually it will give you A B complement. Okay, next term is A complement B. So means again you will take A complement, and you will take the B complement, and you will again map it to this. It is again the dot operator, so you will use AND gate. So A bar B you will get, and this actually these two terms are connected with the plus operator, so you will map this plus operator as a OR gate. finally you will get S. Finally you will get S. Okay, so this is the hardware realization or logic circuit for S. Now see what you required for the C0. So what was my function for C0? It was A, B. So directly you can take A, B and you will give to AND gate, because dot is there, so you will use AND gate, and it is A, B, this AND input, and it will give you C0. Okay, so you know that two outputs were there. Now you have two logic circuit, one for S and another for C0, and you know that no term is common here, so just you can combine these two circuit and you will get the half adder. Another function, as I said, the sum you can implement using A XOR B. Okay, so this also you can implement. So you need only one XOR gate, and this XOR gate will give you the S. So you see that if you have XOR gate, so one XOR gate is sufficient to implement the S, and you need one AND gate to implement the C0. So you see, so if you are using XOR gate to implement the S and you are using AND gate for C0, so this is the full circuit for half adder. Okay, so now you understand that what is inside this box of half adder is this circuit. So you have option whether you use this circuit and you combine this C0 circuit and you will get the half adder. So if you combine this, that means you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number of gates, and if you are using this XOR gate and one AND gate, you require only 2 number of gates. So you see how many gates you require for one type of implementation and second type of implementation. So it is up to you which circuit you want to use. Now see how you will actually implement this circuit. This is the design and you are drawing this circuit on paper and pen. But if I will ask you to really just implement this circuit on the PCB, so how will you do? So I am showing you experiment. Okay, so practically how you will implement this experiment in the lab, I am showing you. Okay, so now you know the circuit. Okay, so what I required, you saw that you required the NOT gate, you required AND gate, you required OR gate. So what you will do, you will use IC. For NOT gate, you know what IC number you required. You required 7404. So you required 7404, and you required the push button to push, as 2 number of inputs are there, so you will take 2 push button to give the signal 0 or 1. So once the signal is connected, that means you are giving 1, and if it is open, that means you are giving 0, depending upon the push button condition. So 0, 1 you will give through the push button A and B. So A, B signal you will give through the push button. These are the 2 resistors, so that these 2 resistors actually they will limit the current. So you need the power supply. So this V is actually your power supply, and 0 volt is actually showing you the ground. Okay, this is your ground. This is your one IC. I am saying it is this is a hex inverter, so you required 7404. And IC you required, what is AND IC number? It is 7408. And what is OR IC? It is 7432. Okay, so 3 ICs you required, because you required AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate. Okay, so how you will connect the circuit? You see, each IC has VCC ground, so you will connect the VCC with the power supply. You will connect the VCC with the power supply, and this 7 number pin of the hex you will connect with the ground. So each IC you will do this thing, you will connect the VCC and ground in each IC. So you see that these through wire you will connect the ground and VCC. Okay, so here I am showing you the connections you will do in the lab. So this is my power supply. So I will give power supply to this AND gate IC as well as I will give this VCC to the OR gate IC. So each IC you need to connect the VCC and ground. Second thing, now you need to make connection. So as you know that you need A and its complement. So what I will do, for A complement I will use one inverter. So let's say this is the inverter I am using here for the A complement. So one inverter I required. So here I am giving A, and at this output you will get A complement. Okay, and this B you are connecting with the another inverter. Let's say, see, this is the input, so you will connect this B terminal here. So at this 10 number pin you will get the B complement. Okay, so 11 number pin you are giving the signal B, you are giving input, and at 10 number you will get the B complement. Okay, so A complement and B complement are available at hex inverter at 10 number pin and 12 number pin. Okay, now next see the connection. You required you required 2 number of AND gates. So let me select one number of AND gate. This AND gate, you required only 2 numbers. So let me take this AND gate and this AND gate for my circuit. Rest you will leave unconnected, no issue. Okay. So for my circuit I need 2 number of AND gates. So let's say I am taking this and this. So I will make connection for this. You require A and B complement. So you will connect the wire. Here, means this is your A. So this point you will connect here. So this is my one input for the AND gate, and B bar you require A, B bar. So this 10 number pin you will connect here. So it will become very complex here. So if you will do this thing in the board, then it will be easy for you, but I am showing you how to draw, how to connect the circuit. So here your the B bar, here I connected the B bar, here I connected the A, and second you need the B and A bar. So this point, this A bar, B bar, again you will connect with the second number of gate input. So this is my second number of gate input. I am connecting with the 4 number of pin. So this is my A complement. Okay, and second B you required. So B I am drawing here. So B is here. So B I am dragging here, and I am connecting with the second input of this second gate, pin number 5. So this is my B. So your connection is over. A bar B, A bar B, and A B bar. Okay, A B bar. Now you require to connect the output of the AND gate to the OR gate. So let's say I am choosing this OR gate for my circuit. So I will connect this output, this pin number of 3 number of pin of 7408. I will connect with this pin number 1 pin number for OR gate in the 7432, and this output 6 number of pin I will connect with the 7432 pin number 2. So now your OR gate connection is over. Now here at pin number pin number 3 you will get the sum. So you will connect one LED, and you can see the on and off of the LED. it will tell you that sum is 0 or sum is 1. Okay, one thing is remaining, that you need to get the C0. Okay, so directly you remember that what is C0. C0 actually output of the AND gate. So what you require to connect to the AND gate, let me take this AND gate and I am connecting the I am connecting A. So this is my A, this is my A. I am connecting with this A at pin number 10, and B I am connecting here at pin number 9. Okay, so this 3 number AND gate I am using for C0. So again I will use one more LED to see the output, whether it is 0 or 1. So glowing of the LED will tell you that 0 is there or 1 is there. Okay, so I will connect one LED. So this is the experiment number 1 of half adder. So in the brief, again I am telling you, you will use the 3 IC hex inverter 7404, another IC 7408, and in AND gate IC, and another IC you will use 7432. So 3 ICs you require, and you require 2 number of resistance and 2 push buttons. Okay, power supply and ground you require, and one breadboard. So in this way you will connect the circuit, and you can verify the truth table. Second experiment you can do, if I will say that you use the XOR gate and AND gate and design the half adder. So second experiment we can do. So here I am showing you the circuit experiment that will show you the connection of XOR gate and AND gate. So this is the second experiment. So again you require A and B. You will use a push button to give 0 and 1, and here you need the XOR gate, you need a AND gate for C0 implementation, and you need the XOR gate IC. You don't need the inverter here, because I don't need here. You see in the expression no complement is required, here no complement is required, so you don't need this IC. So 7404 is not required. So what you required here, you required a XOR gate IC, the number is 7486, and for this you required 7408. Okay, so again I will do connection. So you see that you will give A, you will connect A, you will connect B, and at pin number 11 you will get the output. It is S sum. Okay, and for this also you need to connect the VCC and the ground to each IC. So here I am showing you the VCC and ground connection, same I showed you earlier. So VCC will connect to the power supply, and ground will be connected to the both IC pin number 7. So pin number 7 is reserved for ground, and pin number 14 is reserved for VCC. Okay, so these connection I will do for 7486 and 7408. Okay, now second thing I need to do is I want to implement the carry C out. So again I will take A. So let me choose this AND for connection. So this is my A suppose, and this is my B. So I will connect this A and B here in pin number 12 and 13, and from pin number of 11 of 7408 I will get C0. So you see that by making this connection you will get sum and carry in this experiment. So this is your half adder. So what will you do? Once you will finish the connection, you will verify the truth table. Means one by one you will apply the input combination by pushing button 00. You will check the what is S, what is C0, and you will verify. Okay, and you will note down in the truth table. If in the truth table, whatever S and C0 and whatever you are getting from the experiment, if it is same, that means your experiment is successful. Okay, so thank you all for joining me, for watching me. So I hope you understand what is combination logic circuit and how to implement the half adder. Thank you.